Hey everybody, welcome to the Freeride Mountain Bike World Tour Show here in studio today for episode number 4, where we're going to be taking a look at the Go Big or Go Home from Munich, as well as some footage from the Red Bull Joyride, and we are joined by Grant Chopper Fielder. How you doing there, Grant? Thanks for joining us here.
Very good, thank you.
Yeah? Okay, so you were at the Go Big or Go Home, and you got a first-hand feeling for the event itself and got to ride a little bit. Talk about the event and talk about the guys that were really exploding there.
So the Go Big or Go Home event was at the Bike Expo in Munich. A similar setup to a silver event, Vienna Air King. It was one smaller drop into 3 dirt jumps in a row. So obviously you're going to see a lot of consistent runs through there, and you saw that in practice, and you saw that with Simon and Lance doing incredibly well with their crazy tricks as well. So well,
Simon Godseek wins the event, and Lance McDermott takes away the top spot for best trick. Run us through their runs a little bit.
Well, Lance won best trick with a double backflip, and unfortunately he tried it in his run near the end, and he didn't make it all the way through. I mean, he landed the double flip, but he wanted to do, I think, a 360 whip afterwards. But I think after a double flip, there's a lot of things going on, so I think he was stoked to be, survived on that one. But Simon was riding consistent throughout the day. I saw him, just spinning his bars, thinking about his runs all day, and I was waiting for this kid to do something, and he was riding really technical, so I think that's what made him take the win.
All right, cool. All right, well, that was a silver event, as Grant mentioned, and we also had our first diamond event of this Freeride Mountain Bike World Tour series, and that is the Red Bull Joyride at the Kokanee Crankworx. Now, you've been there before, Grant. You've ridden the event. Unfortunately, no go for you this time, but you did get to watch it late in the night. Talk about that event a little bit and what makes it so special.
Yeah, what's so cool about the Red Bull Joyride is it's a riders build course, so you're going to see some good obstacles by the riders who are currently riding in the FMB tour, and 25,000 people. Crankworx is a very world renowned event, and it's been been the best so far, and what better place to be at. And seeing Brandon win finally was amazing, and Zink's still in second, so he's still got a shot at first place. And young 15-year-old, I don't know what I was expecting from that guy, but I'm still blown away. I'm speechless about that kid. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what he's got next.
All right, well, let's take a look at some of the action footage from the Red Bull Joyride right now, and we'll be right back in studio with Grant Fielder.
like so stoked that Red Bull took this over, came in with like a great course, and like working with the athletes, and it just made Crankworx a better experience. And I'm stoked that I won it this year.
All right, some amazing action at the Red Bull Joyride. Brandon Semenuk absolutely on fire at the moment. Can anybody catch this guy?
That guy's so far ahead now. I think he's 1,000 points ahead of Sam, and I think Zink and Watts have still got another event which they have to do, and Brandon's already done his 5. So, but he's so far ahead, and he's riding consistent. He's finally won Joyride. Last year you saw him. I think he broke his collarbone, unfortunately, and that sort of messed up the whole tour for him. But I think he's back with a vengeance, and he's got what he deserved, and I'm chuffed to bits for him.
Cam Zink comes in second at the Joyride, so he's still in the mix.
Yeah, he's still
and Anthony Mesere, this kid, kind of, you mentioned him earlier, he's not really human, I don't think.
No, that's like the progression of our sport. That's a perfect example of it. He's 15 years old. That would have taken me 15 years to learn the stuff he's doing now. And he's doing front flip off flat drops, huge flat spins, and just basically sending his life. And he's been, and he rides well. He's super good. A few little scratches there. I would have been in a coffin after that, but he rides incredible. And I was just so stoked to see someone that young riding such a crazy course so well.
All right, well, let's see if the results from the Red Bull Joyride have had a big effect on the overall ranking in the top 10. All right, so taking a look at the top 10 here, Mehdi Ghani, pretty skilled young French rider, unfortunately injured, sitting in 10th place at the moment. Tyler McCall, Mitch Truby, and Amir Kabani rounding out the bottom end of the top 10. And then we're looking at Greg Watts, Jeff Gulovich, and Cameron Zink. They've all got 4 events under their belts and have an opportunity to really jump up there with the top 3 guys. And here we got Yannick Grenieri, Sam Pilgrim, and of course Brandon Semenuk on the top of the ranking here. So among the top 5, there's still the top 6, there's still a fairly good opportunity for a couple of guys to make a good charge with still 3 events to go. There's 2 gold events and the diamond event.
Yeah, I think, from 6th to 2nd, I mean, the points are pretty close. I mean, there's 300 between 2nd and 6th, with Greg being in 6th, Sam being in 2nd, but, Brandon's way up there, like we mentioned before. But, I'm actually really stoked for Gully being in there at 5th. So, and he's on 2,388 points there, behind Zink, who's on 2,400 something. And, but yeah, and Yannick obviously unfortunately crashed at Red Bull, the actual Joyride. And, but he's still sat in 3rd, so it's going to be a good one to watch.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how it develops throughout the remainder of the season and heading towards, of course, Colorado Crankworx and the Bear Claw Invitational, and then the final event of the season, the Diamond event, the last Diamond event of the season, the District Ride in Nuremberg. All right, Grant, you already touched on this at the beginning of the show a little bit, but there's one more thing that makes the Red Bull Joyride a little bit different than in years past, and that is that the fact that it's been designed and built by 5 invited riders. And you as a course builder obviously like the idea of courses being built by riders for riders. And how does that change the game?
I think what's great about riders building courses is the fact that they're currently competing at those events as well. And obviously it's experience, and there's a lot of course builders who can't ride the stuff. And normally what happens if you do build a course, you're the guinea pig, you've got to be the one who sends it first. But I just think that rider influence courses is the way forward, because that's the only way it's going to progress, because those are the people who are competing in it. So it completely makes sense. And the obstacles, I mean, that you can go bigger with drops. There is a limit with bikes, but we're slowly getting bigger and bigger and bigger. When it's going to stop, who knows? But that's the fun part of it. But I think it's more technical. A lot more sort of big mountain influence, slope style events now, like you saw at Joyride, huge hips and a lot of different obstacles there. But bigger jumps, and you saw some wicked riding there. So riders influence courses, I think, are the way forward.
Is the course that was at the Joyride, do you think that's going to be the precipice of where we're at with course building, or where do you think it has to go in the future in order for mountain biking to really progress?
I just think it's all about, not cramming as much obstacles in one course as possible, just to show how versatile the rider is. I think it's all about how good you can make the event look for the sport, and I think this definitely showed it. Showcased some of the biggest tricks, tricks I've never seen before in a contest. And I just think the way it's going at the moment is making it big, making it flow, and making it fun for people to watch. But also the main thing is to make the contest worth going to for the riders and making the overall experience, amazing. So that's
there you go. The overall experience, the Red Bull Joyride, amazing. Grant, thanks a lot for being in studio with us.
Pleasure.
That's it for episode number 4, everybody, of the Freeride Mountain Bike World Tour show here. And we are going to be back next time for episode number 5 with a review of the season leading up to the district ride. And then we're going to be live and on fire at the district ride.
Yeah. Nice one.